What's up, guys? It's your girl Kashia, aka Sweet Serenity, and I am back with another video. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I'm just gonna give you a quick overview of what my channel is about. My channel mostly consists of pre-nursing student tips and advice. I am also a healthcare worker, so I talk a little bit about my job as a patient care tech in a hospital. And if you don't know what that is, then click the link below. Also, I've been trying my best to include some lifestyle videos for all of my non-nursing viewers out there. So now that I gave you a quick overview, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for me. Go ahead and click it right now. Thanks. Okay, so today's video, I will be showing you guys how to create your own sugar wax. So sugar waxing is an all natural thing, like literally all natural. So I'm going to show you how to create the sugar wax, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to apply the wax. And yes, I mean wax, like underarm waxing, Brazilian waxing, leg hair waxing, that kind of wax. And it's all natural, no chemicals, like so natural that you can eat it. I mean, don't eat your wax, but you can eat it. Also, the wax is an all natural hard wax, so it's not a soft wax. You don't really need like the paper strips or anything to rip it off. No, it's just a hard wax. You just apply the wax and then take it off. This video was inspired by A Between E. I hope I'm saying that right, but I'm gonna put her name there. She is a YouTuber who shows you all of the life hacks, okay? All of the DIYs is on her channel. Also, I would like to tell you guys that I am not a licensed waxing esthetician or whatever it's called. I am not a professional. I'm not licensed. I literally just looked at a YouTube video and said, hey, I want to try it, and it worked wonders. So I'm not giving you any professional advice or anything like that. I'm just giving you, showing you how you can do this yourself at home. If you're not comfortable doing it, do not do it. So I literally did this one time, and that was yesterday. And like, I was so excited, like, yes, I just did my own wax. Like, what do I gotta go to a waxer for? Like, I can do it myself. And I love sugar waxing already, okay? I go to European Wax Center to get wax, so I've already been getting waxes. So I don't know if that makes a difference, but this does not hurt to me. Like, and also I have a high pain tolerance as well, but this did not hurt my underarms anyway. Okay, enough blabbing. Here we go. Okay, so we have sugar here, lemon juice, and water. We also have a bowl to put our wax into when it's cooling off, and some measuring cups. You're gonna need 1 cup and then 1/4 cup, and also a spatula to mix it up with. First, we're gonna put our sugar into our bowl, so 1 cup of sugar. And then I had to change views because it's hard for me to record and try to put the ingredients in. So we put the sugar in already. And then we're just gonna go ahead and add our lemon juice, which is 1/4 cup of lemon juice. You're gonna do about 1/4 is fine. You don't have to, be exact. Then we're gonna add in 1/4 cup of water. About 1/4 is fine too. I started to make a mess here. It's just water though. Obviously I can't pour. Then we're just gonna mix it up because you want the sugar to dissolve a little bit before you put it into the pot. So just kind of mix it up a little. Now you're going to need a medium-sized saucepan. You don't want a very small size because then it boils and it might boil over. So like a medium size. Turn your heat to medium and just continue to mix it. This is very important because you don't want it to burn. So here you can see it boiling a little bit, getting started. So just keep on stirring it, keep an eye on it. You don't have to consistently stir it like the whole entire time, but just keep an eye on it because you don't want it to burn or anything. I was not joking, guys, when I said this is all natural. That is literally the only thing you need: water, sugar, and some lemon juice. And you can literally use any sugar. You can use brown sugar or you can use white sugar. I used white sugar in this. You see that it's boiling a little bit more now, and my heat is still on medium. It stays on medium the entire time. Now, this is the trickiest part for me because you really just want it to get to boiling and you don't want to leave it on for too long. So I would say like about 10 minutes, maybe not even. If it just starts to boil and you feel like it's a good boil, then just turn it off, because if you leave it on for too long, then it'll burn, or if you leave it on for too long, it'll get very, very hard, and that's not what you want. You don't want it to be super hard. Even though it's a hard wax, you don't want it to be super hard. So this water is just used to test out the wax to see if it's done. It's just a little cup of cold water, and you just pour like a drop into the water, and if it gets very solid, then you know it's done. Because the girl in the video I watched, she had a thermometer and I don't have a thermometer. So if you have a thermometer, then when the heat gets to 250, then it's done. But I didn't have one, so this was a cool trick that I used. So as you can see, it's starting to turn a little brownish, but it's not dark enough yet. So I'm just showing you guys like the consistency. And unfortunately, I did not record or forgot to push the record button to show you guys how to check to see if it's done. But you see how dark it is now? It'll turn like that dark when it's in the pot, and it will boil like a lot more than what I showed, but I did not record it because I don't know what's wrong with me. But this is, you see it's like already getting a little hard, and I poured it into the plastic bowl. You guys can use a glass bowl if you want, but just make sure you heat the glass bowl up before you put the hot wax in it, because it will shatter. Like, put it in hot water, put the bowl in hot water or something. I just use a plastic bowl. So I'm just showing you guys the consistency. It's a little bit thicker. All the water's out of it now. And as the more it cools, the thicker it will get. So like I said, you don't want it too hard, but you want it good enough to like manipulate, be able to like squish it and like form it into a ball. That's what you want. So now I have my powder. This is what I'm going to use. It's cornstarch, and I'm just going to put it into this bowl here. So of course you don't like dip and dab into your cornstarch. Just pour like a little bit, enough to cover the area that you're going to be waxing. You can use any powder, baby powder, flour, cornstarch, anything to absorb the moisture. This is what the powder is going to be for, to absorb any excess moisture you have on your body, because then the wax will not stick. It'll just slide right off. Here, I'm just showing you guys exactly how it should look. You should be able to roll it into a ball and then just like squish it with your fingers, and then be able to roll it back into a ball. So you see how like it's still soft, but it's not liquidy soft. It's still like firm and hard. So here is the wax cooled off a little bit, but as you can see, it's still very liquidy, and that's not what you want. What you want is what I just showed you guys, for it to be like more firm. And if you put this on your skin, it'll be just very sticky and just messy, which I made that mistake before, so don't do that. Here, I'm just showing you guys, I waxed a little bit of my arm, like I'm just showing you guys a difference. Obviously my arms are very, very hairy, so I'm just cleaning the area right now. making sure it's very clean. You don't want any bacteria getting into your pores after you wax, because when you wax, it's exfoliating your skin and it's like having an open wound or a cut. So here's the wax now. It's definitely thicker. As you can see, it's not so sticky. I put a little bit of powder on my hands because it can get very, very messy. So I don't want it to stick all over my hands. So here I'm just putting the powder to the area that I'm going to wax. This all can get so messy, guys. My hands get very, very moist. So if you have it in your hands for too long, it will ruin the wax. It'll just make it very sticky and stick everywhere. So you see it's hard, guys, but it's not like super hard. It's still, look how stretchy it is. I can still just like pull it out. It's so messy, guys. It really is. This is one thing I don't like about the sugar wax. It's very messy. If you play with it too much in your hand, your hands will get moist and it'll get sticky. But as you can see, I'm trying to figure out which way my hair goes. So if my hair goes up, I'm gonna put the wax the opposite way. So my hair grows downward, so I'm gonna put the wax upward. So you see, I'm just really trying to mold it in there so it can grasp onto the hair. I do this about 2 or 3 times is good. And pull. And you see it, guys, I pulled the opposite way that I applied the wax. So I pulled downward because my hair grows downward. So it just makes it easier for the hair to come out of your skin if you're just pulling the way that your hair grows. And it makes it less painful too. There we go. And guys, this does not hurt. Like, I never waxed my arm before, but it doesn't hurt. You see, I'm just doing this method to take off any extra sticky pieces that were left on my arm. But yeah, it does not hurt, guys. Like, it's like a little shock, and then it's like, okay, that wasn't bad. But as you can see, the more I have the wax in my hand, it's like getting stickier and stickier. So you'll see, like, now it's getting harder to apply. So try not to like hold the wax in your hand. Like I said, I'm learning along with you guys as I go. Only did this one time. There we go. I don't know if you guys can see the difference, but I'm trying my best to show you guys like the difference between, look how sticky it's getting. It's so messy. But I'm just trying to show you guys like the difference. So the part of my hair that I didn't wax versus the part that I did wax. Like, it really does work. The only thing I don't like about it is, like I said, it can get very messy. And also, it takes a couple times. Like, you have to keep going over it for you to get like a basically clean wax. And also, if you've never waxed an area before, like this is your first time, your hair is more stubborn anyway, so it won't like come out clean. You'll still have little pieces of hair like hanging around, but yeah. Even when I did like my underarm, I had to go over it a few times. But you can see, guys, it really does work. It doesn't hurt at all. I'm trying my best to show you guys how it takes it off. Okay, guys, and that is all there is to sugar waxing. So sorry if you guys couldn't really see like the difference between the part that I waxed and the part that wasn't waxed, but I try my best to show you. My camera, I'm using my cell phone to do this, so my camera quality isn't the best. But now I'm going to tell you guys how to fix your wax if your wax does not come out right. So there's a lot of behind the scenes, okay, to my waxing, because I had to literally wait forever for it to cool off. And then I tried using it before it was all the way cooled off. And like, it was just a mess. Like, it was sticky and a mess. So that's one thing you don't want. You don't want your wax to be sticky. I showed you guys in a video how you really want it, like the consistency you want. Almost like you can manipulate it. Like, you can pull it, you can stretch it, you can roll it up, you can flatten it, but it doesn't stick to you, if that makes sense. So one way to fix it, if your wax is too sticky, just let it cool off. So the bowl that your wax is in, just sit it in another bowl so it can just cool off quicker. If your wax comes out too hard, what you can do is kind of heat it up again. So either heat it up in a microwave, not for too long because you don't want to cook it, you just want to warm it up. Or the same way to cool the wax off with cold water, use warm water instead to make the wax softer. So just sit your bowl in some hot, like boiling water, just to warm it up a bit, but not so much that when you apply it, it'll burn you. So it'll just make it a little bit softer. One thing you should never do is add water into your wax that you've already cooked, you already put into your separate bowl. Never add water, because what that will do would just make it will just make it a mess. Like, it will defeat the whole purpose of cooking it. So when you're boiling the wax, you're literally trying to get the water to evaporate out of it, so that way it can be a little more firmer. If you add water into it, it's just gonna make it melt away. So now, tips about actually doing the waxing. Before you get started with the waxing, you want to make sure you cleanse the area, which I showed you guys in the video. You want to make sure you wipe down the area because you are waxing, you're exfoliating your skin. So it's basically an open wound, if that makes sense. So your pores are open, everything's open, so you don't want any bacteria that sits on top of your skin to get down into your pores or down into that wound. So you want to cleanse the area very well. Once you cleanse the area, make sure it's completely dry, and then add your powder, whatever powder that is. Add your powder onto the area that you're going to be waxing. Now, what the powder does is it helps absorb that moisture, so you have to make sure you add the powder. And like I said, whatever powder that is that you use, then use it, because I use cornstarch because that's the only powder I had. You can use cornstarch, you can use baby powder, you can use flour, and you can even use setting powder that you use for like makeup, your foundation and everything. So you can even use that. Whatever powder you have, use it. So like I said, this video is not perfect because I only did this one time. So I'm learning with you guys, really. So just like, don't judge me. I have a lot of bloopers. Like I said, the first time I did it, my wax was super hard, and then I had to fix it. Like, I did my underarms actually, and then I had to fix it, like I told you guys, to put it in like warm water. And then it came out perfectly fine. Actually, it went super smooth. And then I'm gonna show you guys what my underarms look like as well. Okay, so this is what my underarms are. Really dark, which I have to work on that, but this is what it looks like. And again, like, I have little spots, but that's because I haven't gotten a wax in a long time because my wax place is closed due to quarantine. So, but this is what my underarms look like. Another thing that I wanted to tell you guys too is that, like, my arm hair, you might not see, like, you might see, I don't know if you guys can see, but like, you might still see some hairs like there. Like, if this is your first time waxing, you're not gonna get all of the hair out. So even if you go to like European Wax Center or like any waxer, they'll tell you your first time waxing, you're not gonna have like a clean, no hair there. My first time going to wax, there was still like little stubs of hair there. So that's why I never waxed my arm before, but you see, like, now it's all patchy, so I probably gotta finish that. But I never waxed my arm before, but like, it's so smooth, guys. Like I said, you still see some hair because I never waxed before, and that means my hair is super stubborn. But like, for my underarm, I pretty much got most of it because I got my underarms waxed before, so it was pretty easy. Guys, that is it. That is all to sugar waxing. I know this video is not perfect, but it's my first time doing it, and well, my second time doing it, and I'll get better over time. So as you guys can see, it's very simple to do. The toughest part for me is honestly knowing when to turn the burner off. Like, that's the trickiest part because you can either overcook it or like undercook it. So just check out that the color of it, and when it starts to smell, you can smell like it smells like caramel, then just turn it off. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe this video. And also guys, follow me on Instagram and tell me how it turns out when you guys make your wax, because I really want to see. Like I said, I am not a professional. We did this together, okay? We were in this together. So I want to see how you guys turned out. Hopefully it turns out very well. Hopefully you don't go through as many mistakes as I did. Hopefully my instructions were very simple. If not, I'm sorry. We'll get better over time. Also guys, I forgot to put in there that this is what I used after I was done my waxing. I got this from the European Wax Center, but if you don't have this, then you guys can just use like witch hazel or like aloe vera gel or anything that's like soothing and also cleanses, because you don't want to put anything that's gonna have like that'll cause like any burning or bacteria or anything, like lotion, things like that. And you don't want to put deodorant on if you're putting if you wax your underarms, because that has chemicals in it which will probably burn your underarms. There's people who have literally said that deodorant burned their underarms. So I just wanted to really add that in there because it is important. And sorry I forgot to add that in the video earlier, but this is really good. Like, this is so good. You can probably order it online, but also you can just simply use witch hazel. That's probably like the best thing to go to, or aloe vera gel. Thanks again for watching.